Okay, for those people na naka-raise in hand, you can put down your hands. Let settle your concern at the end of our discussion. So allow me to present my screen. So just to give you a glimpse of our discussion or lecture for today, we will going to discuss to talk about the different countries in the Southeast Asian, particularly the Brunei, and then Myanmar and also Thailand. So this is the gist of our discussion. For Brunei, focus tayo sa oil field labor, one of the short story originated in Brunei. Next is Myanmar, the kindergarten teacher by Ayun King, and also the Thailand, the boatman's love song, Three Line Poem by Yuten Muhammad, and also the summary collection of Thai century literature. So in this collection, we do have Smile of the Rice Goddess, Isan, What is Such Forging, Mere Movement, Maum, and Champon. So all of these literary works or literary pieces is also included to your midterm exam. But you shouldn't be worried, hindi mahirap ang ating midterm exam. Okay? So to begin with, I have here a basic information about Brunei. So Brunei, I have here the flag of Brunei features a yellow banner filled with two diagonal lines, which is black and white, and also an emblem at the center of it, which means it's the national religion of Brunei, which is Islam. Also, their national anthem is called as Piliharakan Sultan. So before I proceed, although pure discussion tayo for today, still I'm gonna ask you some question about the oil fields laborer. So this is your chance to participate with our discussion because there is respective points or plus points for those people na makikipag-participate sa ating recitation for today. Plus points for midterm exam. So to proceed, I have here a geographical information about Brunei. Brunei is one of the independent Islamic sultanate at the north or located at the northern coast of Borneo. As you can see in the picture, Brunei, this is composed of a two interconnected or two um, two segments, which is the first one, the bigger segment, or two disconnected segments. So in the first segment, we're going to locate the capital of Brunei, which is Bandar Seri Begawan, and also the other segment, which is located the Borneos Island, na kung saan one of their neighboring country is Malaysia. Aside from that, Brunei's territory is also bound with South China Sea. Speaking of their economy, Brunei is one of the most richest country in the Southeast Asia, second from Singapore, because of their vast reserves of petroleum and natural gas. Most of their petroleum and natural gas is located in this part of their country. So because they do have this kind of enormous reserve, Brunei is also the citizen of Brunei enjoy the highest per capita incomes or highest salary in Asia. So one of the example is a teacher. A teacher in Brunei, they do have the highest salary among the teacher here in Asia. So focusing on the politics and government of Brunei, Brunei they has this kind of monarchy which is absolute monarchy. So monarchy we do have two different types which is absolute and constitutional monarchy. So this is my question. How will you going to differentiate absolute monarchy from constitutional monarchy? Anyone? Yes, Russell.
Ang po, both naman po ay led by monarch, which is typically a king or queen po. Pero the main difference po nila ay in terms of power po. Absolute po, lahat ng kapangyarihan ay nasa king or queen lang po. At wala po silang limitation in terms of their decision. So, parang po ang nag-rule out country. While constitutional naman po, um, may mga batas or constitution po na naglilimit sa power po nila. At yung mga decision po ay mostly pinapasa sa parliament or other katawan of the government. Yun po.
Very good. That is exactly the distinction between the absolute monarchy and constitutional monarchy plus five. Please take out your plus point for your midterm exam. Okay. Next, yes, absolute monarchy, the main distinction of this is inclined with the distribution of power. Absolute monarchy, the sole owner of the power, it was handled or 100% handled by the Sultan. Sultan has an albolga. Ibig sabihin, it means that in their country, aside from the crown being a symbol of power, Sultan Hassan al Bolkiah do have the 100% rights to run, 100% power to run their government. He is the executive, he do have this executive authority, finance authority, defense authority, and such. So, yun yung kanyang power. Hindi lang siya as a crown symbol of power in their country. Samantala, pag sinabi naman natin, when we speak about constitutional monarchy, this is a kind of monarchy that governs by the constitution despite the fact that king and queen or a monarch is existing in their country. Like for example, is the Great Britain or yung the United Kingdom. They do have this constitutional monarchy. So going back to Brunei, the political system in their country is governed by 1959 Constitution. And this constitution composed of three components, which is the MIB or Malayan Islamic Baraha. And then it's covered the Malay culture, Islamic religion, as well as the political framework under the monarchy. Naiintindihan ba yung mga basic information about Brunei? Naiintindihan ba?
Yes po.
Okay, so proceed to our discussion, the literary works in Brunei, focusing on the short story, The Oil Fields Laborer. So, in this story, first we need to understand or we need to refresh your knowledge about this one of the important narrative elements, which is character. So, character, this is the central part of a short story, novel, screenplay, or stage play. They drive the conflict, they maneuver the conflict, and also provide a point of view of the story. In other words, character, they are the person, animal, being, creature, or things that the writer used or put in a story. They are the one who is performing an action inside the story. So, in order for them to enhance, or in order for a writer to enhance his literary piece, the writer often used a character development. So, character development, this is the technique that this is a kind of a technique that the writer use in order to make sure that the character in the story will going to evolve, will going to change, and will going to um, go through a growth despite the fact that those character will be experiencing a conflict that the writer injected in the story. So meaning, in other words, pag sinabi natin character development, this is the technique imposed by the writer para ipakita yung pagbabago ng mga character inside the story. So, to make sure that the author put a good character development, they tend to incorporate elements such as flaws, yung tinatawag nating strength and weaknesses of the character, personalities, worldview, physical trait, or moral values. So this is a self-explanatory. I know that you are all aware of what is the meaning of these elements. I will not gonna elaborate it all to you. So let's proceed to our discussion for today, which is the oil fields laborer in Brunei. So I discussed to you the character's development, the character as part of a narrative because in this story, focus tayo sa mga character na ipinakita or the character that was featured by the writer in the oil fields laborer. So, just to make sure na magiging madali yung discussion natin, I'll just gonna explain to you all of the question embedded in the story. So, for you to understand kung tungkol saan yung oil fields labor. So, for our first question, asking about the role on which Yasid play in the stories, the answer is Yasid play a major role in the story because as Yasid is a direct climber, and a key figure in the narrative, his experiences and reflections, particularly on the death and trauma that he encountered in the story, is pivotal to the story per se. So meaning, yes, kapag sinabi nating major characters, they are those character who is or who are central to the main plot, and the story is almost about them. So most of the dialogue, the inner thinking happens with the main character. That's why Yasid, we can say that Yasid is the main character. However, pag sinabi naman nating minor character, they are there, they are being created just to support the major character, but they do have a less influence in the story. So next question is, who does Yasid interact with? So in the story, as ko lang sa inyo, binasa niyo ba yung story na The Oilfield Laborer? Binasa ba? Si Russell lang nagbasa. Huy, o 07, sagot. Mag-react. Okay, thank you so much for those people na nag-respond. So, if you read the story of from Brunei, Yase, the main character, interact with several characters there, including Adam, Jamal, Gani, and William. So, with Adam, Adam is a friend of Yasid who offers him a place for him to sleep after the fire take place on the village of Yasid. Jamal naman, they do have this heart-to-heart conversation about that. And also, Yasid have a chance to ask Jamal regarding on in what way do Jamal wanted to die. And then Gani and William, both of them is a direct climber like Yasid. So those characters is we're going we can say that those character Adam, Jamal, Gan, and William, they are a support character, or we can say that they are just a minor character to support Yasid in the story. So I have already discussed to you the character development, the character or the role that Yasid play in the story, and now we're going to focus on the types of the character. So reading it flat, round, dynamic, or static, I am aware that you're going that sometimes you class is a little bit confused about the differences between these types of character, like for example the flat and static. So you might think that there is no differences between them, and you might interchangeably use them, flat and you may interchangeably use flat with a static character. However, you should know that there are differences between this type of character. And what do you think is the differences between those four types of character? What do you think is the difference between them? Yes, Alvin.
Miss try lang po. 'Pag ground character po, siya po ay meron pong capable na mag-growth at mag-change po. Parang meron po siya magiging character development. For ano naman po, for flat character naman po, siya po ay puwede pong one-dimensional kung tatawagin po. Parang, hindi po siya mag-a-undergo sa pagbabago or significant change po. For dynamic naman po ay ayun nga po, parang kapaligtaran po siya ng plot na mag-a-undergo ng significant change or development through the story po. And for the static naman po ay walang wala pong significant chance of growth at tapos ang personality po ay nagiging consistent po.
Okay, very good, Alvin. Plus 5. Please record your plus point for the midterm exam. Please take note of that, okay? Next, sino yung tumaas kanina? Yes, Shane.
Para po sa akin ang po ay yung character po being nag-stay same po from start to finish. Ang flat character naman po ay may onting traits lang po. Ang dynamic character naman po ay nag-change or nag-grow po throughout the story. Tapos po ang round character naman po ay meron po siyang detailed and lot of different sides of their personality po.
Okay, very good. Exactly. So, plus 5 for this midterm. So, yes, that is correct. So, flat and round characters or type of character, they tend to focus on the personality or the traits of the character in the story. So, meaning, pag sinabi nating flat character, they are those character that display just a few character traits. Like, for example, in a story, once a character at the first part is strict, and then stick pa rin siya all throughout the story until the last part, then that character is kind of a flat character. However, pag sinabi nating round character, this is the type of a character that display complex trait or multiple traits or characters in the story. They do have this distinct personality. So commonly, yung mga main character natin or yung mga major character natin, they tend to be like a kind of round character. Kapag naman sinabi nating dynamic and static character, they are focusing on the instances that a changes might gonna happen to a character in a story. Pag sinabi nating dynamic, a character goes through a dramatic change. Kapag naman static, the character do not change throughout the story. So meaning pag sinabing flat and round, focuses on the traits or personality that a character do have. However, pag dynamic and static, focuses on the changes that might can happen to a character inside the story. Maliwanag na ba ang pagkakaiba nila? Okay. So, going back to our discussion, since naipaliwanag ko sa inyo, I have already explained to you the different types of the character. What do you think or what kind of character is Yasid? Dun sa mga nakapagbasa ng kwento, anong kind ng character si Yasid? Si Yasid ba ay flat, round, static, or dynamic character? Who wants to try? Yes, Ada.
Ma'am, I will try. So I think that's yes, like sound and dynamic factors because sound
Okay.
is complex, showing various emotion and motivation. I think it undergoes significant growth, learning the importance of generosity.
Okay, Adam, I think you do have a problem with regards to your internet connection. You can post your answer in our in-call messages here in the meet, and I'll go back to you later, okay?
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so who wants to try aside from Adam? Yes, Dave. Okay, so thank you so much for all of your answer. Actually, all of your answer is correct, but to make it more specific, Yased is a kind of a round and a dynamic character. So yung sagot ni Adam is actually correct. But to explain it to you, Yes, it is around character because just like what Dave says, he tend to display different kinds or complex personality all throughout the story. Why? Because of what he experienced, because of what he encountered, the conflict of the story focusing on the fire that was happened to his village. Aside from that, dynamic why? Because Yasid, he undergoes significant personal growth, significant changes, specifically yung kanyang viewpoint, yung kanyang view when it comes to death. So that viewpoint, it was elaborated during the time that Yasid have a conversation with Jamal. So the correct answer is Yasid is both dynamic and round character. So meaning, pwede pala ng isang character sa story ay magkaroon or kumbaga pwede palang sabihin natin na ang isang character sa story is may dalawang type. Halimbawa, kay Yasid, round and dynamic. So pwede rin pala na magkasama ang flat and static. Kaya minsan, you tend to be confused with regards to the differences of both of those types of character. Naiintindihan ba ang ina-explain ko dito? Plus 5 for both Adam and Dave. Very good. Okay. So, napag-usapan na natin yung mga type of character development, and now, proceeding to the main theme, one of the multifaceted themes embedded in the story, which is death. So, based on your understanding or based on what you read in the story, kung nagbasa man kayo, how does the story elaborates the character beliefs about death? Or based in this picture or dun sa conversation between Jamal and the acid that I have pasted in the presentation, how are you going to elaborate the character's beliefs about that, particularly acid? Anyone who wants to try? This is just a subjective, question. Yes, Russell. Meaning, kayang-kaya siyang sagutan based on your understanding.
Um, si Yasin yung naniniwala at
Mm-hmm.
mas maganda mamatay without suffering po. Like yung mamamatay na lang instead of like na before your yung po.
Okay, very good. Actually, yes, it was obviously elaborated in this fiction that Yasid, while in conversation with Jamal, Yasid wanted the instant death rather than suffering, or rather than having a suffering before he died. Yes, Warren, gusto mo mag that? Russell plus
An-
3.
I think po his views about that, ano po, similar din po sa sagot po ni Russell na ang view niyo po about that is different po in a way po na it is better po na parang hindi na mag-suffer yung isang tao. Parang katulad po sa totoong buhay, parang kaysa po sa mag-suffer yung isang tao ng long-term illness po, halimbawa po such as cancer, is parang yung iba po, parang iniisip na mas better po sa kanila pong opinion na parang matulog na po sila agad kaysa po sa magtagal pa po silang na nakakaranas po ng ano po, ng sakit.
Okay. Actually, there is a point. That kind of viewpoint about that, it was inflicted or inferred to the that idea was inflicted to Yasid's mind. Why? Because the time nung nakita niya or the time that he personally witnessed the old man on how does the old man suffered before dying during the time na nagkasunog sa kanilang village. So, all in all, that in this narrative is depicted as an inevitable or uncertain or unpredictable force that shapes the characters' lives and relationship. It also drives them to seek support from each other, just like what Jamal and Yasid did. They do have this conversation in order to comfort each other regarding with what they believe about death, and also find ways to cope with their fears and losses. So the uncertainty and their desire on how they wanted to die was also highlighted in this conversation. So that one of the most significant and multifaceted themes in the story, The Oilfield Labor. However, at the end of the story, the author used a cliffhanger as a plot convention. So meaning there is no end, or it is actually not clear to us who fell from the derrick. So based on your readings again, or based on the clues or context clues embedded in the story, who do you think fell from the derrick? Was it intentional or accident? So in this question, there is no right and wrong, as the author did not specify who actually fell from the derrick. Pero based dun sa readings nyo, based dun sa mga information or foreshadowing na binanggit at the initial part of the story or before the ending, who do you think fell from the deck? Plus 10 sa makakasagot ng maayos. Anyone who wants to try? The author of the Oilfields Laborer kasi they tend to use this foreshadowing and also a cliffhanger. It actually adds the ambiguity, and also it adds an emotional depth at this narrative because of what they did, because of what they did at the end of the story. Kumbaga parang pinapahulaan sa atin kung sino kaya yung namatay sa end ng story, or yun kaya is intentional or accident lang, given na yung nature of work ni Yasid is prone to accident as a derrick climber. Yes, let's try with John Mark.
Ma'am, try lang po, hindi ko po masyadong sure. Ano po, sa tingin ko po ay si Yasid po yung nahulog. Based po dun sa naunang mga scene po, yung pong sa parang natutulog na po sila, para pong nung nagtatawanan pa po yung mga kaibigan niya about sa mga nangyari, siya po ay natutulog na, tapos nag-cover po siya ng ears niya. Parang feeling ko po ay nung po sa point na yun ay siya ay depressed. Tapos doon naman po sa pinakadulo po, para pong sinabi doon na si Yasid po ay nasa pinakataas na nung derek. From, yun po, ganun po. Kaya feeling ko po ay siya po yung nahulog.
Nahulog, was it intentional or accident? Based on your answer, I think you wanted to say that it is intentional.
Yes po, self-exit po, ganun.
Okay, thank you so much. Plus 10. How about you, Alvin?
Hello po. For me naman po ay since si Yasid po ang main character po, I think siya din po ang siya din po ang nahulog. Tapos 'di ba nga po ang parang ang sabi po nila ay nag-hard working po sa oil rig. Siguro po ang naging turning point po ng story ay yun pong parang naging impact po sa kanyang mental state, kasi parang ang dami din po niyang napagdaanan na hindi maganda. Tapos parang nasabi din po kanya dun sa una niyo pong mga paunang slides na parang mas okay din daw ata po na mamatay ng wala na pong other pain. Kaya po parang parang ang sa tingin ko po ay siya po ay self-exit po na walang pain, kasi parang hindi din po niya kinakaya ang mga pangyayari po sa kanyang buhay. Thank you po.
Okay, good point. Very good. How about you, Dave? Plus 10 ka din, Alvin. So one of the workers, and it is most likely an accident. Very good, plus 10. How about you, Russell? Si Russell, sobrang dami na ng plus. Baka ma-perfect na
Para
ng anong midterms. Okay, go
sorry po.
ahead.
Para sa Jamal, kasi um,
Russell, hindi ko masyado marinig.
si Jamal po,
Si
medyo
Jamal.
may takot sa death. And parang fino-force na po.
Russell,
Rinig na po.
hindi pa din. Medyo hindi siya malinaw. You can post your answer in our info messages here. Tapos balikan kita later. So, open ko lang ang
Okay.
queue. Yes, Trisha.
Ma'am, ano po, sa akin naman po ay, feel ko po hindi po si Yasid, pero po yung pong kaibigan po na Yasid, feel ko po ay si Jamal po. Kasi po parang sinabi po sa story na parang yung bumagsak po ay parang malapit po kay Yasid or kaibigan po niya na kasama po sa trabaho, ganun po. Tuloy ko po ay si Jamal po.
Pero yung magkasama sa taas ng derrick is both Yasid and Jamal. But for you, Jamal is the one who fell from the derrick. Very good, thank you so much. Next is Shane. No, sorry. Nauna pala si Adam.
I think
Next is Shane.
that a laborer fell accident as it was a noise and confusion among the workers. The incident was unexpected and not a result of deliberate actions. So it was an unfortunate outcome rather than intentional act.
Okay. So, very good. Last one, Shane, before ako yung sumagot naman. Hello, Shane, hindi kita gaano marinig.
Na- Hello
Yeah,
po.
yes, rinig na.
Para sa akin po si Yasid po dahil po sa mga experiences niya po parang na-depress po siya. Pero para sa akin din po hindi po ganun ka intentional yung nangyari. Parang habang nagtatrabaho po siya ay nahulog po siya, ganun po.
Okay. So very good. There's no wrong or right with your answer actually, because the author didn't specify directly who is the one or who is the character which actually fell from the derrick. But for me, this is just my answer. I am not saying that this is a correct answer, but for me, I think Yasid is the one who fell from the derrick. Why? Because of the foreshadowing at the initial part of the story and before the ending, the vision of Yasid of a falling object from the derrick, as well as for me, this is not an intentional. Although some of the information from the story is pointing, pointing a psychological impact of those experiences of Yasid. Still, I think this is an accident. Why? Because the story it is not only focusing on the psychological impact of those experiencing of the character to them, but also it focused on the harsh realities and risk of their labor, suggests that the fall could be a tragic consequences of their environment. So meaning yung kanilang working environment is prone to they are actually prone to accident because being a derrick climber, given na before Yasid climbed up the derrick. Sinabi daw na yung kanyang paa is medyo basa. So I think this is an accident and not unintentional. However, the vision that he is seeing actually given him a clue of what will gonna happen to him or how he will gonna die. And parang pinagbigyan din siya ng destiny na mamamatay siya in an instant death. So I'm not saying that this is the correct answer, but for me, that is what I, based on the information provided by the story, that is my answer to that question. So, naiintindihan ba yung story na the oil fields laborer? Okay. So going back to our discussion now, we're going to proceed to Myanmar, one of the country in the Southeast Asian region. Myanmar is also known as Burma. So in Myanmar, we have here the kindergarten teacher. It was penned by Ayung Thin. So Ayung Thin's story about this narrative is based on an actual event that occurred in 1963 in the town of Taungwing-gi. So this story is all about the good teaching or being a great teacher. To introduce you, Ayung Thin is one of the prominent Burmese writers known for his significant contribution when it comes to the literature field of Myanmar. Throughout his career, he authored 50 or over 50 books covering various genres such as cultural knowledge, ethical conduct, and also motivational works for the youth. He is also respected as one of the academic figure in their country, having taught at several institutions, including the University of Yangon. So Ayungtin's legacy does not end on both of the academe and literature field of Myanmar, but also it extends um, it extend as he found the Free Funeral Service Society of Yangon. So this service provides free funeral services to those in needs in that city. So yun si Ayong Tin, and Ayong Tin is the one who authored or who penned the kindergarten teacher from Myanmar. I have here the summary of this short story. So, all you need to know about this short story is the theme, kung tungkol saan yung short story na to. Because actually, yung short story, the kindergarten teacher, is just a simple short story. So, this story is narrated by former teacher who visits his hometown and reconnects with his friends. So, one of his friends is Yoon Sen, a kindergarten teacher. So the narrator observes Yoon Sen's unique teaching strategies, which focuses on making school enjoyable for the children rather than strictly adhering to academic instruction. So meaning, Yoon Sen's strategy is focusing on making or promoting a positive, kind, and harmonious learning environment rather than strictly adhering to academic instruction or academic methodology. So, parang yun yung ipinapakita ng story na to. It's all about on how to be a great teacher. It's not just about the school. Kumbaga pinapakita na the school is not just about imparting knowledge, the process of imparting knowledge, but it's also about providing a positive learning environment for the children. Why? Because positive learning environment or conducive learning environment promotes effective learning. So, yun yung gusto kong ipakita ng story na to. And this story is focuses on the educational system in Myanmar. So the overall themes of this story is actually revolve around the real value of teaching. Ito na yung sinabi ko kanina, the importance of making school a positive experience for the young children. Lalong-lalo na yung main character natin. His students is actually a children, a kindergarten level, which is one of the foundational, education for the youngster. Aside from that, goal of teaching on which Union Sense goals is to instill a love for learning in his students rather than focusing solely on the academic achievement. Because giving, or I mean, is providing love in the classroom, when it comes to teaching the students, it will going to make the students to love, it will gonna promote the love of learning of his students. Parang ang gusto niya is hindi lang nakapokus sa mga academic achievements, hindi lang yun yung dahilan para pumunta ang isang bata sa eskwelahan, kundi para yung bata is magkaroon ng pagmamahal sa pagkatuto or love of learning. Also, the narrator of the story experienced a conflict on which he questioned yung narrator natin, yung lecturer, yung kaibigan ni Yun Sen. He questioned himself if he is actually a good teacher because of what he observed of Yun Sen's method. So, I have here a question for you in related or in relation with the story. So, mentioned that the author or the narrator questioned himself because he encountered someone who is better than him. But you, as a future mechanical engineer or professional, if you came across someone who was better than you, what would you do? Are you going to make them as your standards to try more? Or are you going to perceive it as a competition? Yes, Ernest?
Ma'am, for me po ay ano po, gagawin ko po siyang motivation para mas maging better po. Yun lang po.
Okay, very good. Leslie, how about you, Warren?
For me po is gagawin ko po siyang parang hindi naman po parang role model, pero para pong magsisik po ng advice or titingnan po po ano po yung kakaiba niya pong ginagawa or edge niya po sa akin since I don't like competing po.
Okay, thank you so much. Next, Carlo.
Hello po. Para naman po sa akin is ano, ah, gagawin ko po siyang, parang iko-compare ko po yung sarili ko, pero hindi po sa terms na parang pagagalitan ko po yung taong yun o kagagalitan ko po yung sarili ko. Parang titignan ko lang po kung ano po yung ginagawa niya or nagpapa nagbibigay ng motivation para magbigay po sa'kin ng motivation na mas galingan pa at, try na po na lampasan po yung ginagawa niya.
Okay, thank you so much. So before I elaborate or share my insights to you as well, last one, Robert.
Hello po. Ako po ay I want to collaborate with them po. Parang dumikit po sa kanila para po matutunan yung kung paano po sila gumaling, ganun po.
Okay. I actually asked you this question because perceiving that we're going to be a future mechanical engineering. So meaning in the near future you're going to experience to go in a workplace, and sometimes in a workplace hindi natin may iwasan na maka-encounter ng mga tao or mga professional na mas better sa atin. And knowing your assessment, I mean or insight or assessing your action in dealing with it, I think you'll be able to create a more harmonious workplace in the near future. Sana lang is i-apply niyo yung mga sinasabi niyo sa inyong sarili in the future, syempre. So actually, because based on experience, not only hindi lang mga better, I mean, hindi lang mga tao na mas magaling sa inyo yung may encounter nyo. Most of the time, you're going to encounter someone who is sorry for the term, who is a toxic coworker, and applying those traits na sinabi niyo sa akin kanina, the insights regarding with this question, I think it will gonna make those the workplace more harmonious. So that is what we have regarding with the story of the kindergarten teacher. So, next is proceed tayo sa Thailand. Actually, pinapakita ko sa inyo yung other side ng ASEAN literature. ASEAN literature, this is kind of a subject na kapag tinuro mo, not in a complicated manner, is kayang-kayang ituro in just 30 minutes. Isang kwento in just 30 or 20 to 30 minutes. Kaya lang ko siya minadali ngayon kasi all of I am giving to you is embedded or included or covered sa ating midterm exam. So proceeding is Thailand. So Thailand is also known as the land of free, or also known as the land of smile. Why? Because Thailand, they do have 13 different smile. Hindi ko na yan iisa-isahin sa inyo. I am just giving you the basic information about Thailand. So their capital is Bangkok, and their religion is Buddhism, specifically Theravada Buddhism. In the religion, it has been influenced by Hindu or by Indian culture, as well as a bit of a Chinese culture. So yun yung kanilang religion. So when it comes to the language, they do have this Thai language as their official language, and also the second language, just like the Philippines, they have English. That's why many Filipino is going to Thailand in order to be an ESL teacher, or English as second language teacher. This is the vocabulary words or common vocabulary words or greetings in Thailand. This is a type of words that you need to know before you before you go to Thailand, because ito yung mga words na malamit yung ma-encounter sa paligid. Next is the literature in Thailand. So the literature in Thailand traditionally, it is also just like their religion. It was heavily influenced by Indian culture. So one of the evidence for that is the Ramayana, one of the a famous epic in India. Meron silang kumbaga is may version ang Thailand ng Ramayana in their own country. So, focusing on the literature of India, we have here the boatman's love song. So, based pa lang dun sa title ng poem na to or ng poetry na to, alam na agad natin kung anong tema na gustong ipakita ng poem na to. So, the boatman's love song, this is actually a traditional Thai poem that beautifully captures the essence of love and admiration. This is narrated by a boatman, so ito is nasa first person point of view, which express his deep affection for his beloved. He uses vivid flowery language to describe her beauty and his unwavering love for her despite her imperfection. So, kapag binasa niyo yung The Boatman's Love Song based on the structure of that poetry or that poem, makikita niyo na yung structure niya nagsimula ang narrator or yung poet sa head. So, meaning from the head to toe, full of admiration, full of flowery words, yung binabanggit niya. Kumbaga, ina-admire niya or ina-adore niya yung itsura or physical traits ng kanyang partner or ng kanyang minamahal. So just like what I've said, the boatman begins with the head and ends with the toes, ensuring that every part of his beloved is praised, symbolizing his complete and unconditional love. So that is the boatman's love song. It's all about love, all about the greatness of love when it comes to Thai people or sa mga taga-Thailand. Next is the three-line poem. Okay. Refresh your knowledge. Ano ang tawag kapag sinabing three-line form or yung 575 syllables na poem? Anong tawag natin doon? Anyone? Yes, Ashley.
Ma'am, haiku po ba?
Very good. So, this is haiku. So, may tinatawag din tayong Thai haiku. This is a three-line poem, 575 syllables. So, a three-line poem for this one is written by Yuten Mohammed. Actually, I'm not sure on how we're going to pronounce this, but just to make sure na hindi siya ganun nakakaano sa atin kasi I just pronounce it like that. So, Yuten Mohammed. So, this poem is giving the idea or it actually give us the glimpse or the difference between living in an urban or rural area. So, dun tungkol ang poem na to. So, kita nyo naman kung gaano kalalim yung tula. Nakalagay, in one remote area, murdering one's own cat is the most magical thing. Sa tingin nyo, anong ibig sabihin ng poem na to? Anyone who wants to try? Yes, John.
Based lang po dun sa pagkabasa ko, siguro po yung ibig sabihin po ng murdering one's own cat po is ibig sabihin po is parang sisirain po yung kasiyahan po ng isang tao.
Medyo malayo. How about the others who wants to try? But still, thank you so much for answering. How about the others? Sige, tatawag na lang ako. Claudine?
Yes po, ma'am.
What is the meaning of murdering one's own cat?
I think some
Yes, Claudine?
I think po, ma'am, dream po pangarap. Yung murdering someone owns cat.
Dream, pangarap? Yes, John.
I think po, kasi nga po remote area, parang po yung murdering swan cat po, parang po magkaroon ka ng counting ingay.
Magkaroon ng konting ingay? Yes, Shane. Shane?
Betrayal po.
Betrayal ba? How about Robert? Wala pang nakapagsabi ng exact na answer.
Ah, para pong metaphor po yung meaning niya, which is para po act of destroying or something or giving up something po na important sa'yo for a higher purpose po, ganun.
Okay. So before we answer the meaning of this poem, let's go ahead and try to answer the next question para mas maintindihan nyo kung anong ibig sabihin ng three-line poem na to ni Yuten Mohammed. So, actually, that poem, it talks about the differences or the distinction between living in a rural or between rural life and urban life. So, asking you this, what do you think is the difference living in a rural area or urban area? Anyone? Alvin.
I think po ma'am, 'pag rural area po, siya po ay yung mas mababa pong population or puwede pong ihalin tulad po sa province which ang buhay po ay slow pace tapos more on, farm po, gano'n po. While urban area naman po ay mas marami po ang population, mabilis po ang phasing ng mga pangyayari at saka po do'n po mostly ang mga manufacturing and technology po. Thank you po.
Okay, so there is a different distinction with each living in a rural or urban life. Isa dyan, contemporarily, there is this kind of technology in an urban area or urban life na wala naman sa rural life. So going back to the hold on. Wait lang ha. Wait lang po. Okay. So going back to this poem, actually, sino yung unang sumagot kanina? Si John? Wait lang. Yung tinawag ko kanina. John, ano nga yung sagot mo?
Ang pagkakaintindi ko po nung una, yung murdering one's cat po means destroying one's happiness po. Pero now po is parang na-realize ko po na lahat po, yung mga tao po outside rural areas po is can have joyful life po.
Yes. Actually, in one's remote area, murdering one's own cat is the magical things. This is actually, it embedded the meaning on which destroying your own pleasure. That is the kind of life when you go in the urban area. Because in the urban area, doon natin makita yung magulong buhay, andun yung unpeaceful na buhay. But when you go to a remote area, in this area, you're going to have a peaceful life. So, parang pinapakita ng poem na to na living in a rural area is much more joyful than living in the urban area. Um, Sorry, I will not gonna end or kumbaga hindi ko na matatapos yung discussion regarding with this. But wag kayong mag-alala because all you need to do or all you need to know in this one, this summary collection of Thai century literature is the title of the story or the poem as well as yung kanilang central ideas or main theme. So, as an announcement, your midterm exam, the type of exam is identification, multiple choice, written exam, both poem or yung poetry na tinatawag yan, also an essay. So, this is a 60-item test. And then your schedule is on Tuesday, 11:30 to 1:30. I think merge pa din, magkakasabay pa din kayong lahat. So, yun lang. And then, ano pa ba ang kailangan ko sabihin sa'yo? Regarding with your finals and your semestral project is magkakaroon tayo ng instruction about it after your midterm exam. So, for those people na may concern kanina sa attendance, pakitaas ng kamay. Kailangan ko lang habulin ang Sir Aljon. Okay, babanggitin ko na lang ha. Andito na si Batas,
Present po.
si Federico.
Present po.
How about kay Cardenas? Andito na din ba? Katapang? Wala pa din. Endrenal?
Present po.
Esplana? Gamelia.
Andito po, ma'am.
I mean not Gida. Gomez.
Present po.
Gonzalvo.
Present po.
Lakbay. Andito. Andito na ba si Lakbay? Hindi. Ito ay sa ibang section. Ito yung kanina. Ito na sa inyo. Okay. Next, Malabanan.
Present po.
Mendoza. Montañez. Andito.
Present po.
And Ramos. Pantoja. Andito.
Opo, present po.
How about ano? Romero.
Present po, ma'am.
Okay, okay na lahat. So,
Ma'am,
any...
nalampasan niyo
Yes?
po ako, di malibot po.
Okay na, di malibot. I think kanina nung nagtaas kayo ng unang mo siya na-alis.
Thank you po.
How about you, Mark? May tanong?
Ma'am, ano po, mahina lang po talaga internet. Hindi po nakasagot agad kanina na natawag.
Okay. So, any question? Clarification about your midterm exam? Wala na. Kindly heart react kung wala ng mga tanong. Okay, again, thank you so much for those people na nag-participate. Please take note of your plus points. And yan ay kukunin ko kasi ako rin yung proctor ng inyong midterm exam sa Asean. So again, thank you so much and goodbye for now. And also, good luck sa inyong midterm exam. This Friday, I am not sure if mag-face-to-face class pa tayo, pero sana is wag na kasi bibigay ko na sa inyo yan for you to review for your major subject din. So again, thank you so much. And also pala, yung hands out is i-upload ko siya bukas para sa inyo. Okay, goodbye for now.
Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Thank you po,
Thank
ma'am.
you po.